Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Music Wars, episode 6. I'm your host, Judah Terry, and I'm joined by Nintendo music producer Eli Turb as we go head to head with some of the best video game music on the planet. Now, again, a quick rundown if you're new here or just clicked on this episode. Me and Elijah run this small little series that's exclusive and it's going to end soon, so be sure to listen and vote. Me and Elijah will choose a game soundtrack from Nintendo each week, present 3 of our favourite music tracks from that game soundtrack, explain why we think that soundtrack should win for the week, and then you guys have to vote which game soundtrack was best. Elijah, currently my curtains are shut, my window's shut. I'm melting, literally melting to death in my room. The UK's been hit by a heat wave of 30 degrees plus. How are you doing?
Same as you, man. I'm dying over here as well.
Oh man, well, at least today I went out this morning, fried, came back home, and I've been melting in my room. But I heard you have been. He literally just came on for the recording. I was like, "Hey, how you doing, man?" And Elijah was like, "Yeah, no, there's nothing much. I went to a medieval festival." And I was like, "What? What do you mean you went to a medieval festival?" So explain what that entails.
Yeah, so it was a big field in Barnet, and they had all these little tents set up and things like that, and people in full metal plate armor and old traditional clothing and all sorts of medieval stuff, and they had jousting, they had other horse things, they had archery, they had all this. It's all like very educational as well. It's quite nice.
Wait, so they're wearing full metal plate in the sun?
Yeah, there were a couple of people passed out. Yeah, there were a lot of people
passed out.
Yeah, just in full metal armor, and then other people were like in giant dresses and things. And it was interesting to see. You know, it felt like you go for a time machine, kind of come out and in the wrong time period. It felt like, but it was very interesting. I bought some stuff. Got some nice hand carved wooden things. Got a knife. That was cool.
Got a knife.
Yeah,
quickly up that game a bit. Oh, I got a wooden carved statue. Oh, knife.
Yeah, like an old dagger.
An old dagger.
Cool. Yeah, just got a bunch of stuff. Had a good day.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't expecting. It's very hot though. Yeah.
Oh, it
very
was hot.
No shade. You know, I am drenched in sweat.
Oh dear.
I just
Let's
I
hope you
haven't changed
survive.
my clothes either. I think. But I've got another podcast first. That's fine.
He uses an excuse, right? I need to shower, Judah. He's basically saying that. He's like, "Can we just get on with it?" But yeah, honestly, I'm still in like my best clothes. So I went to like an event this morning, and I couldn't be asked to change. I was just so hot, and that probably isn't a good idea. I probably will shower later, but I'm more of a morning shower person. I take showers in the morning because I feel better about that.
That's interesting. I think it depends on. For me, I'm usually an evening shower person because I like to not be like sweaty before bed or anything like that. But then all my friends are all morning shower people, so I'm kind of like, I don't know. I mean, if I want to go out somewhere and I want to look good that day, I'll shower in the morning because I'm like, okay, then I'll be fresh and my hair will be fine, whatever. But yeah, usually I'm an evening shower person.
Yeah, I mean, if I've got something to go to in the evening, and I'm particularly dirty or just need a shower, and like it was like a party, like a wedding, I don't know, say it takes place in the evening, I don't know, and it's like in the summertime, I definitely will shower like to look good for that event. It just depends.
Yeah, I've been showering every day.
I have as well.
You shouldn't do that because it's like not good for your hair and stuff. But I don't like shampoo my hair and stuff. Yeah, because it will dry out, dries out your skin, dries out your hair.
That's funny because I don't wash my hair every day, but yeah, I have a shower every day. Like I shower my body, but I just don't wash my hair. I wash my hair.
I think I just really suck at not washing my hair. As in like in the sense of like whenever I shower, I just feel the need to wet my hair, even if I know I shouldn't. I'm like, okay, you wash your hair yesterday, just leave it alone. I just still do it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think some people just like to wash their hair. That's conclusion. I mean, yeah, I wash my hair probably every 2 days. It's like I have really fluffy hair. And sometimes I style it, and sometimes when it's fluffy, it stays fluffy for like a few days and it's clean. But when I style it, it just feels greasy, and within 2 days, I'm like, nope, we've got to wash this stuff. I just don't like the feeling of feeling unclean. But anyway, we are not here to discuss hair. We are here to announce the winner, and of course, briefly episode 6 of our Nintendo Music Wars. But the winner of last week for the Nintendo Music Wars, Elijah, it was a close one, and I knew it would be a close one. We had a Mario Kart sort of episode, didn't we? It was all Mario Kart centered because you chose What did you choose?
I chose Mario Kart Wii.
Yep, you did. And I chose Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, the winner of the week. Who won this week? Now, I'm sure you'll all be excited to know because loads of you voted. We had 847 votes in. Is that? I think that's actually the most we've ever got.
I think that is a new high. Yeah.
It's a new high. Yeah, I mean it's gone from 7 to 800, now 847. Will it reach 900? I don't know, but I think it's because it's such a controversial subject. Mario Kart Wii versus
I think also it's very popular as well. Mario Kart, like everyone loves Mario Kart, and I feel like everyone has some sort of experience with it, at least, you know.
Yeah, we got
plenty.
We got at least 10% more viewers because because of the influx of just brand new viewers just click on the episode and then voting anyway because they wanted to put their word in.
Yeah, I was going to also on our YouTube we had I had 30 votes on mine, which was like way more than usual. So we all had loads of votes everywhere. Which thank you everyone for voting.
It's, thank you.
Very helpful, obviously, for us.
It keeps the series going, honestly. But what's funny to me is that it was super close on each poll. Like each one had a certain good amount of votes. Like, and on the Instagram, it was 50-50. And there was like 25 people voted. It's 50-50. That was really interesting. Now, the votes have come to 57% and 43%. You know the answer. I was going to say, what do you think? But of course, you're just looking at the plan. Well, okay, so the winner of this week, drum roll please, is with a total of 483 votes, 57%, Mario Kart Wii. Well done, Elijah. You've overtaken me.
I'm happy. Yeah.
I kind of knew that would happen because everyone was like, "Oh, the nostalgia though." I was like, "No." So for me, no, nostalgia wins. I think nostalgia always wins. To be fair, if it's got a good place in your heart, it will stay in your heart. Well done, Elijah. Mario Kart.
I'm happy with these results. Yeah, I'm quite pleased.
Of course he is. I need to try and up myself again. So now but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. For those of you interested in who voted, got 364 votes, so very close.
43 to 57, another close call.
Yeah, another close call with 43%. So very interesting there. So thank you to everyone who voted. The scores on the doors are Judah, me. That is me. 2 points. Okay, so who's Judah? Elijah, he's got 3 poents. Oh dear.
I'm in the lead.
He's in the lead. He's taken over. This is a game of Mario Kart. It's just like constantly, back and forth. This is a bloody game of Mario Kart. But anyway, that is the scores for this week. But it could change. Will Elijah gain another point and be 4? Or will I gain another one and we'll both be neck and neck again? Well, it's time for us to decide. What have we chosen this week? Well, without further ado, I think we should head right into it, don't you think?
I think we should, yeah.
Yeah, so, Elijah, what game and game soundtrack did you choose this week?
Okay, so this week's episode, I mean, as sure many people who have clicked on it will obviously read from the title or see from the thumbnail. It's a bit of a round 2 in a way. You know,
it is a round 2 this week. Yeah,
like a rematch, in a kind of rematch. Yeah,
with more of a modern versions.
Yeah. Both with updated soundtracks. Yeah. So, as many of you may know, I think it was our first episode where it was Super Smash Bros.
It was
versus Monster Hunter Generations.
Yes.
Or Generations Ultimate. Yeah. And this week, I've chosen Super Smash Bros. 3DS / Wii U, the same game.
And I chose Monster Hunter Stories.
Yeah, so we've both picked the same franchise again. The thing is, I wasn't going to do this one. I had a completely different soundtrack planned, but as soon as I saw you send me Monster Hunter, I was like, I'm just going to redo it. I'll do a new one just because I thought, let's have a round 2, you know.
That's interesting. I thought he was cheating. He was like, he just listened to my tracks and was like, "Oh crap, I need to change my game up."
No. I meant it would be a good episode if it was a round 2. I thought it'd be interesting, have a unique one-off or it's a rematch kind of thing.
It's great. I think we're actually getting quite interesting with the episodes now. We've got a Mario Kart Nintendo Music Wars episode, which was episode 5, and now we've got a full-on remake of the first one, but it's with the updated games, which were absolute bangers, both of them.
Yeah. And next week's going to be a big one. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm just
picking up.
I'm saying it now. I already know what I'm choosing. I'm choosing Ace Attorney next week.
Okay, he's gone
And
for
this
the
is a
final
warning for
kill.
you, yeah. You got to choose something really good to battle that, yeah.
Oh, I have actually. That's a fair point because you literally make albums off Ace Attorney. I don't know how. I
Yeah.
don't know
I
how I'm
made
gonna beat you.
my YouTube career off of Ace Attorney, pretty
Yeah.
much. So
He's gonna make the killing blow next week. So. Oh, okay. Well,
either you
well,
defeat me and you defeat my entire channel, or I defeat you and I end this series with a W. So that's how it'll be, you know.
yeah. If somehow I manage to defeat Ace Attorney, I'll make content off that left, right, and center. If you ever become a big YouTuber, if you both become big YouTubers, I'll be constantly referring to the time I beat Eli Turp's entire career. I'm like, haha, look at me. So I'm looking forward to this win. If I get that win, and I will get that win, that W.
We'll see. But for now, we're on Smash Bros 3DS against Monster Hunter
Stories.
Yes, stories.
We are, yes.
Both 3DS games, which is quite interesting as well. So this is actually I've played. And you know, I did Brawl before. I played Brawl more than I have played 3DS. I mean, that was in my childhood. Whereas with 3DS, I've been playing that like recently. You know, the last maybe a year and a half. So that's kind of like my game now. You know, I still play it like to this day and stuff like that.
I play it as well. It's the Super Smash Bros for the 3DS.
Yeah, it's a great game. Obviously, I would play Ultimate, but I haven't got a Switch, so you can.
Yes,
Yeah, you can.
I can. Yeah, when I get my Switch this week. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've chosen Smash Bros 3DS, a game no nostalgia tied to it, which is a new take. There's no nostalgia here. It's more like modern enjoyment of the game. So
that's interesting.
So any fondness that comes from it is stuff that I've from listening to the music on its own and from playing it now. That's where it's kind of coming from for me.
Wow, it's same with so actually, yeah. I'm not going to talk about it now. It's going to be when I'll talk about it when it gets to my turn. But the next game, well, I also chose. I've got no nostalgia tied to it either, so it's going to be interesting. It's just purely off the listen.
Yeah. But as I said before, I think Smash Bros games have some of the best soundtracks out there. Like because of again, I say it a lot, but variety. Having so many different styles in one game is amazing because it means different kinds of music enjoyers can all kind of come together and be like, okay, I like this one, I like this one. It there's something for everyone there.
I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
Great.
Yeah.
Smash music is always just really, really fun. So quite happy to share it today.
Yeah, and it makes the fights so much more fun, honestly.
Okay, first track. Should we start?
Yes, let's start. What's your first track?
So my first track is Gerudo Valley. It's a track from one of the Zelda games, but this is the Smash remix of it. First introduced in 3DS and Wii U.
I think this is my favourite. This is my favourite one. I've got it noted down here. It's my favourite.
Your favourite of the three, yeah. It's mine as well. Favourite of the three. Yeah. It's also one of my favourite Smash tracks of like all time. I don't know. It's really, really good. So, your first note. It's very, very groovy. Well, me and you, we love groove.
We do.
Very, very groovy. I'm sure you can agree. It's quite a groovy thing.
I like the groove. The guitar groove is a banger in this one. Honestly, yeah.
The like different like Spanish style guitars and all the percussion is really, really good. Very unique as well, which is I quite like that. I think it definitely stands out. So not only are the melodies obviously great as a jam, but it's great for like a fighting game.
Yeah, I had that feeling. Like in a general listen, it's good for a general listen, but I'm like, it could be better. But when it could be better, I'm like, that's if it was for a fight. And when I imagine myself playing that to a fight, I'm like, yeah, this is a jam.
Yeah, it fits perfectly for the context it's in, which is
exactly
great for video games.
It's the point of the track.
Yeah. So the sections, there are sections where it calms down and it picks up again, bigger and better than ever. They're really good. I like those. Obviously, the focal point of the entire piece are the guitars. They're always strumming, always playing.
Always, yeah.
Guitars. It's a big, heavy, a guitar-heavy piece. All acoustic though, so it's not heavy in that sense. It's light but heavy.
It's really, I like it. I never really delved much into the Spanish guitar, but I remember I always liked hearing it. So when I heard this track, I immediately liked it. And when the groove kicked in, as Elijah mentioned earlier, I was like, "Yep, this is great. This is good."
Yeah, I'm quite a fan of like Spanish guitar stuff and flamenco guitar strumming, and they like tap on the actual guitar to make like their own little drum. If it's just a guitarist.
Yeah, I've seen them do that. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah. As
interesting.
I think I said it before. I recently went to a music festival, and there's
Mm.
a duo called Hermanos Guitarras, and it's just two people who have guitars, semi-acoustic
Oh.
guitars, and they do that kind of thing. One of them has a whole like tapping routine where he's not only doing the rhythm, but he's also making the drums with his like palm, and then the
Yeah.
other one is just a melody. It's a great combination. Like the Spanish
Yeah.
guitar music is just really good.
It's very talented as well to keep the beat with the hand as well as
Yeah,
play the
yeah, yeah.
guitar. Like I couldn't do that.
Multitasking, yeah, a whole other level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this track, the loop as well. Obviously, there's always loops in these things, but the loop is very seamless. You can't really notice it because of the structure of the song, the layout, the flow of
Mm.
it. It's great. One section
I,
to another, you can't really tell a clear cut, which is good.
I didn't notice the loop actually, which was quite interesting. I mean, I noticed that it kind of repeated a bit, but I didn't notice the actual time of the loop, which is a great. It's a really good talent there because when you notice the loop, it can kind of kill it for you. But when the song just
Mm,
very, it kind of builds up to the loop and does it in a way you don't even notice. That's really
yeah,
good.
I think something that might help it is because obviously there's different sections, and this
Mm.
one's kind of structured like a real song rather than a very old like a retro game song. It's structured as if like it's a real Spanish track.
Yes,
Um,
yeah.
But because after it calms down and it repeats, yeah, it will repeat the main melody for maybe 8 bars, but it does it differently. There's different instrumentations. There's then strings in the back, or something's changed,
Mm.
and then because of that change, the next time it dies down, comes back. That's when the loop is, but you can't really tell because you've been like, oh, well, I don't know if it looped earlier or not, but it sounds different. Like it will sound different every time it does a little repeat, and that's what keeps going.
Yeah. Like
That's
a
what makes it
different
hard to
hit.
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 But yeah, really, really groovy tune. If
Mm.
you're wondering, castanets are the little clickers that you hear. Obviously, it's be part
They
of the
make the
song.
Spanish. They do
Yeah, yeah,
castanets.
yeah. They give the Spanish flavor.
Yeah.
Obviously with the guitars as well.
Salt and pepper. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's the drum kit as well throughout, and it only accents here and there, which I think is
Mm.
an interesting use of the kit in this track. Because if you listen in, obviously you hear a kick drum, and you can
Mm.
hear the hi hats gently here and there. But only if you're focusing on other instruments like the guitar and the melodies and things like that, you
Mm.
don't actually hear the drums until a snare will come in every now and then, be like, ba-da, ba, ba-da-da, and you're like, oh, there's the
Mm.
drum kit here. You won't even notice it's there, which I think is an interesting use of the drum kit. I haven't really heard a composer, or they don't do it very often. Well, they'll have a full drum kit and it'll be playing the whole time. It
Yeah.
won't, it
Yeah.
won't actually be keeping the beat. It will just be
Doing its
adding
own
little bits
thing.
here and there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I counted the timestamps for this as well, and I got a clear 4 4 4
Mm, yeah,
4 4
yeah,
because that's quite easy. I mean, I think the castanets kept that on time, and I like it when I can actually recognize the timestamps. And this is for like more musical-minded people, and even if not, you probably would know this. But when the timestamps of like 4 4 beats, like 1 2 3 4, we count, and I find it easier when I know that, or it's clear. It's obviously clear. It's like
yeah.
I don't like it when the music is all over the place. I mean, which is quite interesting because the Monster Hunter music is all over the place. It's like orchestral, which can be hard to tell. But with groove tracks, I like it with the you can clearly tell the timestamps and the castanets and everything, and the guitars keep this in a very rhythm. It's the rhythm. The
Yeah,
rhythm
the
is
rhythm
kept in
is
time.
strong and it's solid. Yeah, it keeps
It's
it going.
solid. Yes,
Very
exactly.
well
Great
driven
word.
and everything like that. It's
Mm.
yeah, it keeps it going. It makes you. That's what makes it really groovy for you as well. Though it's like
Mm.
it makes you want to keep listening. It makes you keep going. It's like
I'll
yeah,
tap your foot sort of
yeah,
into
yeah, yeah,
it.
that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any notes you have to add as well? Anything?
Yeah, no, it's just a great track. I mean, I tapped my foot. I mean, my foot just started tapping. That's
It
what I
just
wrote.
does it on its own.
I just like, well, just naturally started tapping on that floor, baby. I was like, so I added that in. But yeah, I was enjoying that song, and again, I said, every time I've heard the Spanish guitar, I've been a fan, and I was like hearing this, and it was like it had that vibrant groove slash fight theme to it because it is a fight being played
Yeah,
along to, but
yeah.
it's not like tense and everything's going to be sad. It's
It's like a
it's like
fun kind of fighting thing. Yeah.
clappy, fun. I mean, it kind of reminds me. This is what comes into my head. If anyone's seen Richard Attenborough, no, it's not Richard Attenborough,
David
David
Attenborough.
Attenborough.
Yeah, yeah.
How could I get the name brothers mixed up? I'm very sorry. David Attenborough. Have you ever seen him? He like he does these documentaries, about animals and things. But I saw one of his things on the TV, and they're like two hares fighting each other, and it's not necessarily brutal and they're like ripping each other's heads off. They're like batting each other kind of play for
Right,
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
not like it's a fight, but it's not a fight to the death. You're not like
it's like a play fight.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, this is kind of what I can imagine it going to, like a little playful two bunnies slash hares fighting and boxing each other in the face. It's just a little fight,
Yeah, little fight, but it's a big track. Sounds good. Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, without further ado, you ready to play this track?
I am. Yeah.
Let's give it a listen. And that was Can you say that way? I can't.
Gerudo Valley.
Gerudo Valley. That's it. That was Gerudo Valley. I give up. All right. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Well, what is your second track, Elijah?
Okay, my second track is called Menu 2. Might be a bit of a weird name, you might think.
Menu 2.
If you can't tell, the second menu theme. Yeah, this track has always been one of my favorite menu themes. So again, like before when I did the Smash, I wanted to kind of showcase. Obviously, Smash Bros has so many different kinds of tracks. I wanted to show. I showed a remix, like a remix that is exclusive, that was introduced on the 3DS version.
Yeah.
And now I'm showing an original track that's from the Smash series.
The original, yeah.
This version that I've sent you is from Melee. Brawl has its own version as well, and then there's like a mix in 3DS. So Menu 2. I haven't got much to say about it, but it's always been my favorite menu theme of all of the ones in Smash. I have like fond memories of opening up Smash to hear this on Brawl, and even now it's my favorite thing when I opening it up on the 3DS. I love it. I love it.
Would you argue then? Would you argue that this is actually a nostalgia song because you've got that
a bit, but it's always it doesn't feel nostalgic to me.
Okay.
It's not something that I just know I will enjoy it and have always enjoyed it.
Okay, yeah.
No matter what the situation, if I hear this, like you could be kidnapping me, play this song, I'll go along with it. It's fine.
It's like just creeping in the van some Menu 2.
Yeah, it's like
stuffed in a potato sack.
Imagine you're getting kidnapped and I'll go along with it. Can you just play like Menu 2 from Smash Bros?
What's your last request before you die? Menu
Any
2.
final words? Can you just listen to Menu 2?
Oh dear.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a banger. I love it so much. The melodies are really unique. The instrument mix is like great. Overall, it's just fun to listen to. There's not much to say here other than it's just a great, original Smash Bros composition.
Yeah. I
mean, I love it. It's so good.
I mean, I wrote to me, it's it's like if I was listening to the soundtrack, I wouldn't have included it in my favourites. Like it's average to me, but it's good. There's nothing bad about it. It's unique. It's unique, definitely. There's parts of the song that I like better than the other songs. So when there's like a climax or something.
Yeah, it switches it up a bit here and there.
It switches it up.
Like and don't like, I guess.
And my ears kind of pricked to that, and like, I like that. So up and down. So this is an enjoyable theme overall. And yeah, I am interested. I'm actually interested. You brought it up for people to recognise and actually appreciate. So yeah, it's good. I think it's good. And if you're playing, I like how it's been kept throughout the series. So it was not only is it Super Smash Bros Brawl that they've kind of brought it towards. They brought it onto the other games as well, which is it's really nice.
It's in Melee, Brawl, 3DS, Wii U, and Ultimate. It's in all of them.
It gives it the personality of the game. When you have the main theme that's always there, like that's exactly what is going to be happening with Monster Hunter as well. I'll be showing you when we're talking about my track. But I really like it when a franchise. This is it's like a mini game franchise. Super Smash Bros Brawl. They keep it. They keep the series alive and going and connected all to one another and make them all special with that one theme being carried over.
Yeah, because it's not the main theme. It feels more like a weird Easter egg in a way. Because it's menu 2. It's the second menu theme that you'll hear. Each of the games have their own menu theme.
Yeah.
This one's just one that if you're choosing characters and choosing tracks, you'll hear this strangely groovy music come out, and it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. And it's Yeah, you might hear it, you might not hear it, you might have a different track. But it's definitely a staple in the franchise, as you said, in the series as a whole. And they thought that it's good enough to carry it along.
Like a signature tune.
Yeah, a signature tune for any Smash players. They'll enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Well, are you ready to give it a listen?
I am. Yeah.
And that was Menu 2 Super Smash Bros. No, I was about to say Super Smash Bros Brawl. No, this is Super Smash Bros for the 3DS and Wii U. On to your third and final track, Elijah.
Okay, my third track is another remix that was introduced in these games. It's called Dark Lord. So this is a Smash remix version from 3DS Wii U. If you don't know, okay, so first, this seems, in my opinion, this seems a massive improvement over the original, which is from Miitopia.
Yeah. Yeah. I play Miitopia. Yeah, I recognise it.
Yeah. So this is a really good, in my opinion, like battle theme, final boss theme, all of that kind of stuff put together. It's really, really good, and it feels very Nintendo-esque, I guess, to me. So the drive is great. You know, it sounds like a final boss theme again, with that kind of Smash Bros instrumentation that stands out in originals and remixes. It's really enjoyable to listen to, even more so to fight alongside to in the games.
I got the impression from this song. Yeah, it's good. It's got a theme to it. It's called Dark Lord. Yes, from Miitopia. Now, if you ever played Kirby,
I played some Kirby games, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of got like a cute little music to it. So even if you're fighting bosses, it's got like a cute battle theme. And even though, you know, it's a battle theme, it's still got that cute aspect. It's kind of happy clappy sort of theme to it, right? I thought
it's not like a Dark Souls boss.
It sounded like cute. It sounded like a cute battle. That's what it did. That's what it sounded like to me. It sounded like it was nothing tense. Even though it was tense, it was like, you know, it's been toned right down so you don't feel any tense. It's like a little. It's like, I don't know. It's like a game that someone that is like, I don't know, like I don't know, like someone underage would play if they don't want to get scared at night. You know, it's like it's not exactly scary. It's kind of, it's like it's just like a Dark Lord in a kids movie sort of song.
That is literally what it is, though. It's not meant to be scary.
Exactly.
It's meant to. It has tension. I will say it does have tension, but
it does in the right way. It's a fun tension. It's like it's a weird tension. It's not like I'm scared tension. It's a whole genre.
It's like I'm gonna beat you tension. I don't know.
It's like man, I'm gonna beat you. Yeah, but it's still a bad thing. But my overall thoughts on this track is good. I like it. I mean, I've never been a massive fan of Kirby. He's interesting. I do play some of his games when I'm bored, and I find when you're playing Kirby, you have to be happy when you're playing it. Like, it just makes you happy. It's just a really happy game. So yeah, I've kind of got that happy sort of fight vibe to it, but it's definitely a good track, and it's got a good sort of, it's got a good feeling to it. Definitely a good feeling for a fight, and I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a lot going on, but I like how it constantly, like, it moves all over the place. The sections change; they're quite different from one another, but they're not so different that it's like this is a whole new song. You know, it's still the same thing. You can tell the connections between them, but they are different.
It changes up quite a bit, which is good. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting harmonies between the strings, the choir, the horns, and the synths. The electric guitar as well, like here and there, is so good. I love that. I like guitar bends and, you know, swells and all that stuff. I think it's really good. Drums are on point as well. I love this track. I don't know, personally, even though I don't actually recognize this that much. Like, I recognize it from the game, as in, like, I know I've heard this, but I never stopped to properly listen to it. And now that I found it online, I listen to it. I'm like, this is really, really good. So hence I put it here.
Yeah, it's really good as well because we're kind of stopping people, if you think about it, to make them listen to this as well. Because I bet dozens of people listening to this episode would have played Super Smash Bros in their life because they're clicking on it, or and if you haven't even, like, it's getting them to, even if you haven't played it, it's getting people to stop and appreciate the track for what it is in all its glory, without the actual gameplay in front of it, which can kind of take out of the track sometimes. Not all the time, but I find that we don't really truly appreciate music unless we listen to it with our own ears on its own sometimes. So which is what this series is kind of doing. It's bringing this music to people's ears and saying, look, this is awesome.
Yeah, I think if you listen to it on its own with no context, a lot of the time these tracks, you get to hear the actual intricacies of the composition themselves, and you get to hear them as like music. But you should also, if you do have time, not only are we saying like, yeah, check out the full song, check out the OST. We're giving you a lot to do, yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah,
if you could also check out like where these tracks play, or just like if you're interested in the game, play the game and see for yourself, or watch you play through the game. And then you'll get more context behind it. And then if you know the track on their own from doing this kind of thing, and like, wow, I really like these little details in the track. Imagine then hearing that in the situation of something that's really hyped up and intense. It'll be even better. So it's like, yeah,
exactly. It's like imagining it as well, and also you can. It's some of these songs, right? They aren't as good without the game. The gameplay makes it a whole lot better, which is what we also need to recognise. So we're encouraging you to play the games, listen to the full. Pardon me. Listen to the full soundtracks. Very bad, but I'm drinking juice while talking. But yeah, listen to the full soundtracks, guys, if you can. And if you can, I mean, we're linking all the full songs in the show notes down below description. So you should definitely go and check them out, because there are songs that I've chosen. I'm sure, Elijah, you can relate to this, that can't be fully appreciated blah, blah, blah. You can't be fully appreciated unless you listen to the full song sometimes. So we really do recommend you go and check those songs out.
Yeah, I think the music and the visual media go hand in hand together. Obviously, this podcast is all audio. It's all meant to focus on the audio. You're meant to be listening to the audio on your own, and I think that's the best thing to do for this kind of music stuff.
Exactly.
But yeah, obviously, listen to the whole thing, and if you have the chance as well, watch it if you can, to further understand where the music is meant to be set. Because this is contextual music. It's meant to be fitting a narrative somewhere. It's not like these composers released it as a single on their Spotify. It's different than that.
Yeah, if you own the game, go back and play it. Go back and play the bit where this music track plays. And then you have to appreciate it.
It's fine to just listen to the music and have fun with us. Enjoy it. Yeah.
Exactly. Or if you just don't want to, just vote on what you think is best, because it's great.
Yeah.
Well, without further ado, should we give Dark Lord Smash version a play?
We should, yes.
Let's give it a listen. And that was Dark Lord, the Super Smash Bros. Version. Now, Elijah,
your pauses are getting longer and longer. For those of you who don't know, like obviously when he says now we'll play it and hear it now, we do a pause obviously so we can put it in.
Yeah.
And usually the pause is like maybe 3 seconds long. Today they've been like 10 seconds long, and just sitting there like anxiously waiting. When's he going to speak? When's he going to say the next words?
Yeah, I mean, I find it like sometimes it's better to do the longer pauses, you see, because sometimes I'm trying to like get through the editing fast, and then I can just see a long pause in the editing. I'm like, great.
This is much more helpful, yeah.
But in the podcast,
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, is he alive? What's going on? Just because the anticipation makes it feel like it's much longer than it is.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there waiting, like, okay, let's hear it now.
I'm just imagining
for ages, and then just nothing.
I'm just imagining, like, if I actually let's hear it now, and I don't know, the call just cut off and you didn't realise. So
that's what I actually thought that the second track that you did it, I thought, oh wait, is there an internet issue? Like I can't hear him. But then you started talking. Like, oh no, it's just a bit of a longer pause.
I just imagine
one day as well, like
one day
you
will
make
happen.
Like a mistake while editing, and then you're like, let's hear it now. You don't put it in. Silence.
Let's hear this track.
What a great track! Wow,
what a great track that was. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, what was that? There's
That's
nothing
gonna happen.
there. That's going to happen probably one day. I mean, we have
Let's
had
hope it doesn't.
mistakes in the team, but oh my days. Yeah, it's quite funny. You guys hear the track, we just hear silence for like.
Yeah, it's just awkward for us.
It's awkward for us, but like we both want to talk, but we can't. But yeah. Anyway, Elijah, what is your overall of Super Smash Bros 3DS and Wii U versions game soundtrack? What's your overall?
I think the soundtrack has a lot to provide. Particularly this one. Obviously, I don't think this one's better than Brawl, but I if I was to make a tier list, all my Smash Bros, like all these Smash Bros soundtracks, they would all be like A or S tier. They are all so good. They have their fill of emotional music. They're like hyped up music, really groovy stuff, really complex stuff, really interesting stuff, some simple stuff from all sorts of games all over Nintendo and all over different franchises. Unique remixes and originals that are just as good. It has a lot to offer, so I feel like it deserves to win for that reason. So
that's a fair point. Now, Elijah, are you ready to hear the winner of this week? Yes, indeed.
No, we've already heard it.
Well, Monster Hunter Stories is my chosen track this week, ladies and gentlemen. It's I'm a massive fan of Monster Hunter. The franchise is great. The games are so well developed. It's a really great franchise, but the music is underrated. The music in this whole series is such good music, and a lot of people have backed me up on that. I mean, Monster Hunters won last week, so I'm hoping I can get that point. Well, not last week, when we actually did the Monster Hunter episode. Now, this is an update. Monster Hunter Stories was a game released for the 3DS, and it was one of the last great games that released for the 3DS before the 3DS kind of discontinued and moved on to the new 3DS. What's called the new 3DS. The Monster Hunter Stories date of release, I'm pretty sure it was 2016, but I need to double check. Bear with me 1 second. And yes, the release date. 2016, 8th of October. It was 2016. Not too. It's fairly. It's not like new, but it's 2016. Not too bad. Not too long ago. It was a great game. I didn't start playing it until last year. And it's amazing. I absolutely loved it. It's a whole different gameplay. So I want to read out what I've written here. So the Monster Hunter the Monster Hunter series holds some of the best music within Nintendo games. Many of the songs are spot on at conjuring up emotions like emotion, mystery, battle, adventure, and much more. Monster Hunter Stories for the 3DS was the start of a brand new story-driven series. So one thing I'd like to point out is it's a story-driven series. So your favorite, Elijah, the story basically drives the entire thing. It's easy to understand. It's emotional. It's got characters you can fall in love with, and when I say fall in love, I mean like you can take a liking to, and like have favorites and stuff. Like my favorite character is me in the game. Like I just really like my character. You can like customize him with so many hairstyles and stuff. But there's just so many great characters. And it's quite an emotional storyline. Where the Black Blight is kind of just destroying the world, and there's just enemies that kind of are behind that, and you kind of have to. There's a lot of boss battles. It's a lot of strategic fighting. But it's a story-driven game, and it was the first story in the series to have a story. Because Monster Hunter's always been about not really that much of a story. It's always been about just going out and slaying the dragons and monsters. Now it's actually a story-driven game, and it was a start of the new series because there's Monster Hunter Stories 2, which is out now for the Switch, which is an amazing game. It looks great, and I can't wait to play it after I've played the mountain of Xenoblade games that I've lined up to play. But yeah, on Monster Hunter Stories, you're able to hatch, grow, and ride your own monsters throughout the game, which doesn't happen in Monster Hunter Ultimate or anything, or Generations or 4. It was always slay the dragon. You can climb on them and stuff, but you can't ever raise them. This is where you raise your own dragons and climb them and ride them and everything. The music has its own specific theme tune that is played out in leitmotifs throughout the entire OCT, which you can hear. The soundtrack is riddled with amazing tunes, and I found it hard to pick out 3. Honestly, it was just so hard. I love nearly all of the soundtracks in this series, and I was like, I picked 11 favorites out of all the best tracks, and I was like, three. I've got to pick like three of these, and it was so hard. And eventually, I came up with some, and then even now, I'm like going back on myself. Oh, I should have chosen that one. So already a good sign. It has honestly, it's got some beautiful tracks. It's all kind of orchestral, but there's many different genres in there to find. I've kind of mainly chosen orchestral tracks to kind of show you that sort of style in the game and how they can differentiate. It also has a version of Proof of a Hero. Now, Proof of a Hero, I'm going to give us a quick little play to this, actually. It's not a vote for, it's just kind of give you an idea, because Proof of a Hero is the Monster Hunter theme. Now, Proof of a Hero was played on our winning on track one, right, Elijah? You remember that? It was like... I forgot to say, that was actually, the name of that is Proof of a Hero. And that's like the signature tune that each Monster Hunter game carries. It's like a signature tune, right? To show that it's part of the Monster Hunter franchise. And Proof of a Hero is, honestly, it's amazing. And I love how each game remixes it in its own style. So Monster Hunter Stories remixed Proof of a Hero in their own style. So we're going to give that a quick little listen to. That was Proof of a Hero, guys, and that was basically it's the Monster Hunter Stories remix of it, which actually is not heard throughout the game until the end, which is quite you have to wait till the end.
Sneaking in a little fourth.
I'm sneaking in a fourth. Sometimes I've got to just. But this is actually quite interesting though, because this is like the signature theme tunes. I thought I'd just show everyone, It's not out of my favourites, but it's a great tune. Everyone loves this one. But but you can never go wrong with Monster Hunters. You can never go wrong with them. You can't ever say the music's bad because the music's great. It's just really good. I think if someone does not like Monster Hunters music, they've got to give me a good point, because when I say music, I mean like any track, because each track has some amazing, beautiful tracks. And I'm playing Monster Hunter Stories every single night at the moment. I'm still working through the story. And I'm near the end now, and I'm on a bloody boss battle that I've not completed for 4 nights. It's taking me so long to get through this boss. Oh, but Anyway, the music keeps me going. So without further ado, I'm going to hit us up with track 1. And it's the Monster Hunter Stories main theme. This song, honestly, is indescribable. I literally can't describe this song. It's amazing. And it can't be... It's not done justice without the cutscene. The cutscene that plays to this gives it a whole new... Basically brings this whole track to life. But it's basically it's beautifully written. The melody is lovely. But now I say melody, it does not keep to one particular song. It's almost like 3 different songs mixed into one. Did you find that?
Yeah, I did make that in my notes. I'll talk about it later.
Yeah, I'll wait for me to say what I thought first. But yeah, honestly, it's like 3 or 4 different songs mixed into one, and it's done really well. It's like really funny. It's great. It's indescribable and it's beautiful. It starts off really quietly, and then it hits you with somewhere near the middle, and then it hits you with like an upbeat tune of like a chase going on, and you've got the end. It's got everything in one. You've got happy, emotional, bad. You've got like the bad sort of enemy sort of tune playing in there, and then it hits you with the theme tune, the main tune, which you hear throughout the game. And then towards the end, it's like I love the end. The ending is like it's like a sense of a new start and a new story's begun. I've written here, so the ending's hard to describe, but I can't play it for you guys because that's the whole song. That'd be cheating. So honestly, I'm gonna play this somewhere between the middle so you can hear the main theme tune. But yeah, honestly, guys, this song cannot be appreciated at all unless you listen to the full song, and it's not that long. It's about just under a minute. So give it a listen. It's an amazing track, and yeah, it's a great start to the game. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. So I just made some notes. as I was listening to it.
Mm.
Right, obviously, it's orchestral piece. All of these are orchestral, as many Monster Hunter games are, which is quite nice.
Yes,
So the opening at the beginning is quite interesting. It's very mystical. I got that kind of vibe from it. Then it picks up, and I got into it more. I enjoyed the harmonies. The piece changed. The piece changes quite a bit. Obviously, it develops nicely, but it is like multiple different songs in a way.
It is.
It'll take a break, like it will just pause, and it jumps into a new, a whole new kind of sound, which is interesting. Weirdly enough, one of those sections remind me a bit of Smash Bros Brawl, just with the strings and stuff.
Interesting.
Overall, it's good music. It took me a couple of listens to really, really enjoy it. Because I feel like the first bit is a bit like jarring if you're following one bit and then it changes to a completely new thing. You're like, okay, well, starting over, a new thing.
So get what you mean, yeah.
It took me a couple of listens to really enjoy it. But again, even also, I also want to say there were some bits that felt a little bit generic. Only a little bit.
Oh, he's just trying to slip it in.
No. Out of like the four main sections, there was probably like one that just felt a bit too plain. Too like I've heard this before in like 10 other movies. That kind of thing. But the bits that I did like, I really liked them. That's the thing.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a good tune. Good tune.
Good. Well, I didn't think I knew it was generic. I think it was great. Now, here's the thing: you've not seen the cutscene that goes with it, and it plays along to the cutscene. So maybe you'd appreciate it more if you saw the cutscene.
Probably would. Yeah.
So yeah, when I'm gonna bug you to play that game. Honestly, you need to play that game, Elijah. I want you to finally get your hands on Monster Hunter Stories.
Thing is, I ordered and it came. I got a SD card with 34 gigs, which is the max you can use on a 3DS, 2DS.
Lovely.
So I've got that now, and I'm going to transfer all my stuff over to that, and then I can start downloading more games.
Yeah, so definitely get Monster Hunter Stories. But here's the thing, Elijah: you need to play each one first before you move on to the next game. Otherwise, you will definitely lose excitement.
Right. Okay. So you've got your Xenoblade marathon to go through, and I've got a Monster to go through.
Yes, exactly. But we'll keep loyal to it. I'm not going to buy any other games until I finish Xenoblade's games. So, well, yeah. But honestly, this song actually plays to a chase at the opening of the game. It's not really a spoiler because everyone probably knows this, and you will come across this. But it's the chase between the main character, which is you, and you're running with I can't believe I've forgotten his name. There's the little cat buddy that's like along with you in the journey. I'm really sorry. He's like my favourite character. I've forgotten his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna type it up right now. I'm very sorry about this, guys. But this little cat that joins him. Naviru. That's it. I didn't even need to type it in. It just hit my mind. Naviru is the little cat, and he has a very interesting story and past, which you'll find out as the game progresses. But basically it's him and the main character are running, and they've stolen an egg, and they're running through the forest, and they're being chased by a Tigrex, which is a type of dragon. And this is like the opening to the sort of game, and you kind of get that. Do you remember in the middle where it started to do that sort of it's like a run, it's like a upbeat sort of thing. It's like bum bada bum bada bum. You remember that part? And there's like a bad sort of. There's also a tension in the air. That's because the chase. That's the chase.
Okay, I noticed. Obviously, the beginning is very gentle, and then like a marching band snare thing kind of comes in. Picks it up. Yeah.
It's like basically it kind of pans to a tropical forest, and there's like the wildlife moving around, and then all of a sudden there's like a change in the air, and you see them running through the forest, and they're laughing, they're happy, and then all of a sudden you see there's a massive dragon with jaws open wide chasing them, and it kind of switches up. And then they jump off a cliff, and then they jump onto Rathalos, which is the main dragon, and you escape the scene. It's all kind of like the new start. It's the start. It's the story has just begun. So it's a great cutscene, and I love it. And it plays every single time you start the game, so you get to enjoy it. If you want to watch something before playing, give you motivation to beat the bloody boss I'm trying to beat right now. Oh dear. But it's really annoying, but. It's a great track, and honestly, I can't do any more waffling on it. It's great. Any last thoughts before I close?
No, you summed that up quite well. Yeah.
Great. Well, without further ado, let's give the main theme a listen. And that was the Monster Hunter Stories main theme. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, on to my second track. This is my favourite, Elijah. And I'm interested to see what your thoughts are on this. Because the opening is quite bland at first.
It's your favourite?
This is my favourite.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. It was a hard one between the first and second. And the third as well. But honestly, it's my three favourites. But I like this one. I really like this. There's not much to say on it, but it's called The Jungle of the Gathering Shadows. Of Gathering Shadows. And this track, I think I've never noticed it in the game. Maybe I've not actually experienced it yet. But when I was going through the OCT, I was like, what? This is awesome. This is great. And I think I actually, never mind. I think I might have heard it once and I loved the track. It fills me with excitement and it's lively. And it's basically a very mysterious title, The Jungle of the Gathering Shadows. And it makes you alert. It's also got a groovy aspect about it, which is quite interesting, but you can't quite pinpoint it until you've listened to it like 3 times. But it's definitely there. You definitely feel good. I felt good listening to this. I felt like it gave me like a vision of someone being chased through a forest, but it's fun. Chased through a forest, but it's fun. But yeah, it was great. It's like gives you that jungle vibe with the percussion and the instruments used. It's definitely got that jungle vibe. You can definitely tell this is jungle, and it is. I think this is the Babda Rainforest because I know this. I know this where this is. I've played the game, the map. Somewhere on the map, you've got the Babda Rainforest, and it's a massive rainforest that takes up at least like a quarter of the map, which is fairly small. But yeah, it's like a really nice tune. I think I like it. It's exciting. It's great. I like it. It's my favourite. I can't really. It's lively. What are your thoughts? Generic.
Well, in my opinion, your tracks, the first and second one are like they're good, but I do think like the quality goes down like as you go down the list. Just saying that doesn't mean they become like awful or anything. I just mean like it slowly deteriorates. But anyway, this one is it's not bad. I made some notes. So obviously it heavily features xylophone.
Yes.
Another, orchestral thing. I like the flute parts. They're really, really nice. I think I've just become a fan of flutes recently. I don't know. But it definitely gives off the jungle vibes. You can definitely hear that. Also, a fun fact. Have you played Undertale?
Undertale? No, I've not played it.
Have you seen Undertale? Or do you know of it?
I know of it, yes. I know of it.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say, the rhythmic melody with the strings is the same as Metaton Neo's theme from Undertale. Just to say that. It's a
fairly old game though, right?
Yeah, I mean, actually, Undertale came out 2015.
Oh,
the year before.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying copy it.
It looks old though. I never played it though, so I can't.
Yeah. I'm not saying it copied it. I'm just saying it's an interesting coincidence. It's a good melody. It's a good rhythmic melody to use, like the bum 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 bum. As
yes,
it's good.
Yeah.
Definitely drives it, and also in this scenario, it gives it that jungle feel even more. So it's quite nice. Just thought I'd mention that connection. Overall,
sorry. I just started playing. Sorry, carry on.
Overall,
stupid laptop.
Overall, I think it was it was all right. I think the reason I'm saying all right and not good is because the song didn't change a lot. It's only like a minute and a half, so I didn't have a lot of time to change. But it felt like it's not usually an issue. It doesn't change a lot. But it just felt like the same thing over and over again, as it didn't go anywhere.
That's my favourite part. That's the chorus bit is my favourite part.
No, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Like, if it's a good bit, you can repeat it a lot. But like, I felt like it needed, like as a musician, I needed to hear it go somewhere and then resolve itself, or rather than just kind of stick to the same thing over and over again and not change at all. It felt a bit like I would have liked to hear it move around, but it was still nice to listen to, and I can see it fitting in the game well. Listening to it on its own, I feel like this is one of those situations where it's like, maybe I just don't have the context for it and I can't enjoy it as much.
Yeah, well, it's not actually played fully. It's not like think about it like this. It's not going to be played on a loop in like a location. It's only played like for one small cutscene, and only half the song is like played. So the full song, so you only appreciate that great bit, and then it kind of fades off. Yeah. Which is
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I like the jungle vibes. I like the percussion, and like I said, the rhythmic melody of that is very, very interesting. So overall. Okay, it's good. This is okay. Yeah.
It's okay. It was great.
It passes for me. Yeah, I give it a pass.
He gives it a pass. It should get a distinction, mate.
Nah. The first one gets a high merit, and this one gets a high pass.
And he's gonna high pass. My ass. Right. Let's listen to the track. Without further ado, so you guys can make your own opinion on if this is going to get a high bloody pass. Where's a high pass? Is that even a thing? Or a or a distinction? It's going to be a distinction, guys, isn't it? Well, give it a listen. And that was Jungle of the Gathering Shadows. Yeah, great song. On to distinction. On to track 3. This is I love this track. It's beautiful, and yeah, I love this one. I don't like how Elijah's been like, oh, your Callista's gradually got worse. I'm like, no. What do you mean?
Mate, I have words to say about this one.
Oh no. This is the thing, right? I do believe I could have chosen a better track for today over this one, but I'm not regretting that I've chosen this track. This is
You'll
an
regret
amazing
it when
track.
you lose. Let's just say that.
Oh no! I'm winning, mate. This is going in for the win. Now this track you're about to hear, ladies and gentlemen, is the Splendidly Beautiful Quarrel. And this is a very interesting title, number one, because how can you have a splendidly beautiful quarrel? Might you ask? Now, you can't really, but the thing is, it's like it's very hard to describe in words. You can never put that into a sentence, right? But this song puts that perfectly into a song. It's exactly what the title reads. There's a sense of battle to it, but despite it being a battle theme, it has a sense of beauty to it, as if it was two gods that were fighting. That's what I got. So two majestic gods, but they're not like smashing each other in the face. It's like a beautiful fight. It's like there's like elegance to it, and there's like
of death.
a dance of like a dance of death. Like there's a big sadness about it. But there's a beauty to it. Even if one of the god dies, or one of the two legendary dragons fighting, I don't know. Think of two legendary Pokemon. It could be two of anything that you guys like that's legendary and rare. Just imagine two beautiful things just fight each other, like two legends.
Ham sandwich versus Nutella sandwich.
Ham sandwich versus Nutella sandwich. Just imagine those two.
Which will win?
Caressing. That sounds wrong. Smashing each other. I don't know. Yeah, and imagine this great track playing in the background, you're gonna no, get out of here. Not Nutella sandwiches. What you're on about? my gods fighting, two gods fighting was a better analogy.
I'm trying to undermine your song. I'm trying to undermine
it. He is. I tried to play it off, but no, that offended me. I'm definitely gonna have words to say to you after this recording, Archie. You better be quaking in your boots, because this is gonna win. I love this song. There was a comment under this song that I again kind of points out my fact that said the title of this track makes so much sense, and it does. It's got. I mean, without the violins in the back, I believe this isn't much of a special track. But with the violins in the back, it makes it a whole new level. And I've actually heard this track 100 times, definitely over 100 times, being played over and over again, because it was played in a boss battle that I could not defeat for at least 3 weeks. So I've heard it over and over again, and that can be a downgrade to the song. But
I think you have like Stockholm syndrome then instead, where you've just been, you've been captured by this boss battle for so long that you start to like the music.
No, I hated the boss battle, but the music kept it going, And actually, I think I actually learned how to love this song even more, because I just kept on hearing new bits to it each time. It was just amazing. This is a deep song. You can't just say something after listening to it for the first time, which Elijah's going to do. He's going to listen to I bet he just clicked on 5 minutes. He's like,
I listened to it 3 times in a row. Times in a row.
Okay, but you're not listening to it 300 times in a row like I have.
You shouldn't have to listen to a song 300 times to enjoy it, though.
I know, I enjoyed it off the bat. I enjoyed it off the bat, mate. I just love this song. But when I first heard it, I thought it was great. And even it's a unique track, and I can understand why you, Elijah, and other people might be a bit confused as to why I included it in the top 3. But it's because I wanted to bring that uniqueness out in like a song that is describing something quite amazing. You know, it's hard to describe a splendidly beautiful quarrel, but
I think it's really interesting how we have such like completely opposite views on this track, which again it goes to show music is purely subjective. You know, neither of us are ever right or wrong, but I have like very different opinions on this.
What fun then! Let's hit us up with your ideas.
Okay, so to put it lightly,
to put it lightly,
it wasn't. This track, in my opinion, is not good. To put it lightly, it's not good. I think the build is alright, and the mix of instruments, like particularly the percussion, is very that bit's unique. That bit's interesting, and I think that's great. But to me, that's it. Like this track really doesn't feel special to me at all. Like I'm a big fan of orchestral battle themes. And like I didn't know it actually was a battle theme, but I wrote, I'm assuming this is one because it sounded like one. But I wrote, I'm quite disappointed by it. I'm not a fan because I'm a big fan of these orchestral battle themes, but this one I'm just not a fan of it. I really don't like it. I think like it's not. I'm not saying it's like terrible. It's awful. I hate it. I'm just saying like this feels so not special and so. It's not generic. It's not generic.
But generic Englishman saying
it's not generic. It doesn't feel like it stands out compared to any other track I've ever heard in my life. You know, like it's that unimportant to me. That's how it sounds. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? It doesn't stand out to me as one of the best, but it's the uniqueness of this song that makes it beautiful.
But it's not that unique. I feel
I think it's lovely, mate.
I don't know. I think the only unique part is just the use. A mix of the instruments. I think that's unique. But everything else is just I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. I'll respect
actually,
it.
the first time I listened to this, I listened to it in the car with my mum because we were heading home. I was like, okay, I need to listen to these.
What'd your mum say? Did she hear it?
She said it's rubbish.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I'm gonna go speak.
She liked the other two, but she called this one rubbish.
Okay.
And then she said, "How do I say that but nicer?" And I was
like, no, I think you're just actually. I think this is what's happened. Elijah's mum's bribed him. She's given him like a ton of money and said, if you come on the show and say it's rubbish, you know, just say it's really bad. Downgrade the song. I'll give you.
No, I'm just saying like
I'll give you a bunch of money. So that's what she said.
I had more negative things to say on it than she did, and she didn't like it. So that just says something. I'm just saying it's not like you know, it's not awful. It's not like, oh, I hate it. I don't hate it. I'm happy to listen to it.
Yeah.
But once I finished listening to it, I'm no longer happy because I'm like, that was it. That really felt like I was hoping it would go somewhere. I hope it would do something for me. It just doesn't feel special at all. I don't like it.
Well, as a fellow Cockney like your mum, I'll take the blow. That's what we say. We speak our minds. We say it's the rubbish. But honestly, yeah, I'm very offended by you, Elijah. I'm now going to end this. I'm joking. Honestly, yeah, music is subjective, as you said. People aren't always going to like your favourites, and that is annoying. That's why it's like a brainwave when you meet someone that absolutely loves your music. To me, when I meet a friend or someone who's got the exact same taste as me, I'm like, friend, because because they like, understand. But and then again, music is it's something that's argued over big time because people can like fall out, people can divorce over. I'm joking, but yeah, music is a big topic. But yeah, I think it's just an example of that today. Me and Elijah have got extremely opposite views, and honestly, Elijah, I do respect that. If you don't like it, if you think it's a bit, I'll take it. I'll take it with a pinch of salt, as they say.
I understand you might be in a bit of pain from what I was saying.
A bit of pain,
but
indeed.
I appreciate you at least taking it.
We'll let the haters hate. That's what I like to say. I'll let them hate. But yeah, I'll take it. It's good to hear some constructive criticism. I mean, on the song. So I think Anything else that you'd like to say on the song before we give it a listen?
No, I think we should just give it a listen.
Yeah, I think we should just give it a listen.
The title's nice. I mean, the title's pretty cool. Yeah.
The title's nice. It's better than the song. Oh god. But I think we should give it a listen then, guys, and see if the song really is not unique. Well, yeah, it's up to you, is it? Up to the listener. Let's give it a listen. And that was Splendidly Beautiful Quarrel. And that was splendidly beautiful. But Elijah doesn't think so, but I do. I think so.
I think it was splendid in its own way. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And that's the best compliment I can give it, truly.
Okay. The more I think of that, it sounds like an insult. Splendid in its own way.
Like a backhanded insult. Backhanded compliment, sorry.
Yeah, you hear it and you're like, oh, he's actually being... Oh, never mind. That actually hurts more than ever. But yeah, anyway. Enough of that track. My overall of this track, of the Monster Hunter Stories soundtrack, it's amazing. Of course, maybe my choices weren't the best in Elijah's opinion, but there are some... I encourage you, Elijah, and I encourage everyone else to go to the soundtrack and pick out your top three favourites. Send them into the podcast. Send them in. What are your top three favourites? We'd like to hear them, why not? We'll respond to you. So yeah, tell us, guys, what are your top three favorites? But yeah, honestly, the soundtrack is awesome. There's so many good tracks. I said I chose like 11 tracks that I wanted to use, and I just struggled. But then again, I remembered Elijah's harsh words saying use a variety. So I was like, that's the reason if I lose this week is because Elijah just forced me to choose variety over. So I tried to be variety. choose some a nice track.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're voting for the whole soundtrack, not just your three.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, go check the soundtrack out if you want to give it a proper good vote, which you should. It's an amazing. Honestly, the soundtrack in the whole, it's got some beautiful tracks, and I'm sure Elijah can agree with me. The soundtrack has some beautiful tracks.
Well, of course,
in it. Yeah. So yeah, it's an amazing soundtrack, and you should definitely vote for it over Monster Hunter. Definitely vote for it.
Vote for it over Monster Hunter. Yeah.
Vote for it over Super Smash Bros.
Vote for it over Monster Hunter. Yes.
It's the heat. Why not?
Well, I think I'm so dehydrated. My throat's been hurting.
Maybe. Oh dear.
And then, I've had 3 times as many voice cracks today than I have on any other day ever.
No, same. I'm super dehydrated as well. Keep drinking, folks.
I feel like I don't remember drinking my glass of water. It's just evaporated. I don't got it anymore.
Put it on the table for the podcast. Right, let's go. It's gone.
It's gone already.
It's evaporated into the sky.
One of those things.
One of those things. It is what it is. But it is what it is, folks. You need to decide. Of course, it's going to be Monster Hunter because you love it. We love it way better than Super Smash Bros. Not a chance. Right. Well, honestly, I've kind of said my overall. That leads us to the clash. Now, I think the clash is pretty much straightforward. We've kind of already clashed.
Yeah, we've already clashed.
We've already clashed. But yeah, before I clash, have you got overall then, Elijah? Why should your soundtrack win over mine? It's impossible, mate.
I think, like I said before with my soundtrack, it has so much to offer.
You probably said that 5 times.
Yeah, but even ignoring
so
that,
much to offer.
Just the general enjoyability of listening to the tracks I've chosen and the OST that I've chosen over the Monster Hunter one, I think it's just more enjoyable to listen to. It's more fun. There's more for everyone to find. I don't know, but also it's just for me personally. I really I would listen to this music over and over again in my free time, whereas I wouldn't for all of the Monster Hunter songs that he's listed, or his soundtrack in general. I feel like I've had Gerudo Valley in my head the entire time, going through this. It's stuck in my head. It's that good of a track. And yet you said in your opening for Monster Hunter, you said, "Oh yeah, this soundtrack, it has its own specific leitmotif that plays throughout." 90% of games do. You can't be a selling point, really.
But it's still something I should point out because it's unique. But I think let's just take my second track. Right, for variety, I think I've gone well within the orchestral variety here. I think,
Yeah, orchestral
personally.
variety, yeah.
Second track, I think it's probably the most lively track out of all of us. Like, I'm pretty sure Elijah will disagree, but I think mine's more lively than whatever it's called, Gerudo Valley. I think mine's more lively than that. Soundtrack
Depends on
too.
the type of liveliness you're talking about, I guess. I don't
I
know. Because
don't
also
know.
mine, like, even like the Dark Lord theme is pretty lively.
I
And
find that too cute for me. I thought speak. This is like not too. It's not bad or
says the
anything.
man with a talking cat in his game.
Oh yeah. Excuse me. You need to play it. You need to play it. I'm pretty sure everyone. You're gonna get hate from the Monster Hunter fans now. You said that because
I don't care.
you have to. You can't ignore the cat. The cat. Whatever they're called. They're not.
What, you don't...
They're not. No, they're called. Oh, I can't. The Capioshios or whatever they're called. The cat. Never mind. The cat figures.
The cat.
The figures. They're not called
on,
cats.
yeah.
They're not called cats though. But even though they look like cats, I don't understand.
Right.
They're felines.
Sure, yeah.
Of course they are. Yeah, but yeah, honestly, I think overall, my soundtrack's got more lively. You know, it's got just beauty, way more beauty. I think over your second soundtrack and my second soundtrack, yours is a bit generic compared to mine. You know.
Yeah, it's the other way around, though, in my opinion, man.
Oh, I don't think so, mate. I do not think so. Well, yeah. Anything else to say, or is the clash over? Should we leave it up to our viewers?
I think we should just leave it up to the viewers. I think we've said enough. Yeah, definitely.
I think we've said enough. I think we've definitely given people both sides to an argument, even though it may have been completely biased. Just bit of banter in between. But yeah, honestly, guys, it's you guys that decide in the end, because me and Elijah will just be arguing all day, all night, all week who'll win, because we'll never come to it. Imagine we had to decide the winner of the week. It would never work.
Never happen. We'd have to get Rowan back on, drag him on. They'd be like, "Oh, can you just decide for us?"
Yeah, and he'll be like, "Yeah, well, as long as you buy my Prime." We'll have to
bribe him. Yeah,
bribe him. We have to, we would never do it exactly. So you guys are what make this possible. You're part of the show. You might as well be in the room with us, Elijah. Yeah, they shouldn't they?
Yeah.
They're here. Hello.
Yeah, crowded room, but yeah.
Crowded. Imagine we did that, like a huge listener podcast episode where
one day it'll get so big, it'll be like, you know how Trash Taste went on tour?
Yeah,
we'll do that one day. Don't worry, JR's Gaming on tour.
That will be interesting. Like, who should we have? Like me, you, and Rowan. That's it. I'll go on tour. That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. We do like live Nintendo Music Wars. It'd be very savage. Right? Imagine, Elijah just gets up and punches me in the face. Like, no, this can't be
wrong.
Wrong. And it'll just be like a full out fight. I don't know. It'll be interesting. We'll do it one day. But yeah, guys, you vote. You need to vote. This is what the series is about. So if you want to, like you have been, guys, please comment down below on the video to vote. If not, we mainly want you to take part in our polls. We've got polls up on our YouTube channels. Please vote which game soundtrack you preferred. If you can't do any of that, our JR's Gaming emails around and available. So, with that being said, let's read the show notes. Now, who will win? Monster Hunter Stories versus Super Smash Bros for the 3DS and Wii U. Which game has better music? We'll now leave it up to you, the listener. We want you to vote which game soundtrack you preferred. This is really important, as you guys will make this series possible. Please write a comment down below or take part in our polls that we'll be posting on Spotify, YouTube community posts, and Discord. If you're unable to do any of that, please write in your vote to our email, jarlsgaming135@gmail.com. You have until next Friday, guys. Remember this. Elijah, tell them to vote. They have until next Friday. Go on, tell them.
Go vote, yeah.
Yeah, you heard it there first. Go vote. Inspiring words, Elijah. Amazing. Anyway, put him on the spot on purpose. Go vote. You heard it, yeah. You just go and vote. This is what you guys and a bit again. I think we should say a big thank you to everyone who has voted. It's just an amazing. I'm just honestly so happy that people have actually helped make this series possible. Otherwise, we would not be able to do it. Imagine you got 3 votes, and it's gonna be, you got 3 votes.
2 of them will be from us anyway.
Yeah, exactly. We're biased. So yeah, we're imagining just like Elijah just tries to switch the votes like in some dark dealing. Like, no, I want it to be this way, and he's like makes 2 of them. He goes into a second account and votes. Anyway, the battle is on, guys. Only one of us can win. Who will it be? This is the Nintendo Music Wars. Oh, this tune is absolute vibes. Hey, Elijah, mate, come and check this tune out I've been listening to.
Oh, wow, that sounds really interesting, Judah, but I'm not quite sold on the fact that it sounds as good as the tune I'm listening to. In fact, if you listen to this tune, your mind will be blown away.
What? Really? Let me have a listen. Ah, Elijah, I beg to differ. My tune clearly sounded way better.
Is that so? Well, I'm in every mind to object to that, because this
It's
is
the
the
Nintendo Music
Wars.
Wars. Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Music Wars, a brand new special and exclusive podcast series.
Each week, me and Judah will bring before you 2 game soundtracks and present 3 of our favourite music tracks from our chosen games.
We will then debate and explain why our chosen soundtrack is better in our own opinion.
Now, me and Judah are extremely biased, so this is where you, yes you, the listener, come in.
Each week we want you all to vote on which soundtrack you thought was best. We will be putting polls out on all our social medias, and this does include Spotify for those of you on Spotify.
And if you're unable to take part in any of the polls, please write in your vote to our podcast email, jrsgaming135@gmail.com.
At the end of each week, we will take in all the votes, and the one of us that gets the most votes that week gets 1 point.
And at the end of the series, the person who gets the most points wins the Nintendo Music Wars.
Elijah, the war is on. I will win this.
Not so fast. We all know who the musician is here.
Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Or watch on YouTube at the JR's Gaming Podcast.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Nintendo Music Wars.